welcome to New South Wales Train Vlogs, and I'm currently here at the Great Train Hall, which is at the New South Wales Rail Museum. The first thing you see is, dang, that's cool, and it is. Over there is a 4490, which is just at the station. We have a bunch of more stuff there. We've got another locomotive over there. We also have a carriage over here. Not exactly sure where it's from, probably something like the Southern Aurora. We have a steam locomotive here. The lights are actually on, which is something. We also have a rail motor here, as well as a locomotive. Over here is a ridiculously old locomotive. Just look at that, look at that. It looks more grey than what it's supposed to be. Some station signs, which is cool, and a ton of other stuff. And that locomotive has its light on. We have a locomotive here, 3137. 3137. 5595, interesting name, and 5910. And yes, this is from the same class that the Kiama picnic train is from. So that's why it looks really similar. Over here we have 3526. A very interestingly painted locomotive. Over here is a carriage and a locomotive. This is 5595. These carriages, they look nothing like the carriages that we have today. We've got a wagon over here. Over here is an S-set, but it's not a Comang S-set. It's not a Ghanaian S-set either. This is a Tulloch S-set. Yes, an S-set made by Tulloch, which is the reason why it looks so red. And of course, you can go inside this piece of history. Just take a look inside here. This is Tulloch S-set. Someone actually wrote the carriage number over here. So that's the roundhouse. We already took a look at that. And here is the cab, which is green. Interesting choice of colours here, and a very complicated switchboard. It's also really hot in here, probably because, yes, these are sweat sets. We are inside the Tulloch S-set, and it's pretty cool, but also pretty uncool. It looks exactly like a normal S-set, except that the seats are a weird colour. Basically all of the train from the inside is green, but there is a normal colour seat here. This is the actual S-set seat colour. And yeah, it is pretty hot here. But there is a reasonable explanation for that. S-sets are sweat sets. Interesting doors. Please do not touch. Don't touch the doors. That's kind of a weird thing to say. Okay, we've got people in the cab. We'll check out the cab later. But let's go inside the other train over here, which happens to be a very red set. But it's almost exactly the same as the S-set, except for the fact that the seats are actually a different colour now. And also for the fact that this is a one carriage train instead of a two carriage. Because there were one carriage trains, there were two carriage trains, and they all were formed to create one train. Pretty cool though. We have that green train over there. And the entrance. Never in a million years would you think that this is connected to that, and that this looks exactly like that. Okay, what I said might be a little weird, but that's really how it is. Over here is locomotive number 1301, which is also in its green colour. Over there is 3526. We have a rail motor over here. I'm not sure exactly what rail motor it is, but it's a rail motor. And a very cool rail motor. I'm pretty sure the yellow and the brown just make it look really cool. Like, just look at that. That is just so cool. It also has an unusual smell. An old train smell, if you know what that is. Got a State Rail Authority logo over there. A bunch of stuff about jobs on the railway back in the day, which was a long time ago. And here is a great train hall, full of trains, and trains. Pretty cool train though. Although, if I'm mistaken, that V is for Victorian Railways. If it was for Victorian Railways, it wouldn't really make sense to put a State Rail Authority logo on it. But hey, who cares? Over here we have 3526, which has been gorgeously painted in its green colour. Last time I came over here, 3526 wasn't green, it looked like this. Like, just totally not green. So I guess they have made some progress in 2 years. Pretty cool. Over here is 3820. Yes, a member of the 38 Class. Which is really cool. I'm pretty sure this is also from the Southern Aurora, because there's everything you need to know about the Southern Aurora. A video played 24/7, a bunch of memorabilia, the train, everything else. And now it's time to take a look at some locomotives. Over here we have the Garrett, which is a very big locomotive. This is 6040. We have 4001, which is just a gorgeously painted loco. Like, I'm pretty sure this blue just makes it pop. Like, just look at that gorgeous colour. Look at that. Crazy, right? There's also the rail motor over there that we've already taken a look at. And what on earth? A crane. A crane. They literally have a crane here. But I guess it's kind of a train crane. It's got like wheels. We've got 10333. This is a steam locomotive. Something interesting is that some of these locomotives have their lights on. What on earth? I don't know what this is. It looks old, and I'm pretty sure it is old. It's a last of sheep wagons that were built to test. Bogie sheep wagons. I mean, these are about 50 years old, but they look like they're about 100 years old. I would not like to be a sheep in one of these. A steam era monster. Okay, that's actually a good way of describing it, because it does look like a monster. And a bogie bulk coal. Well, it kind of looks like our coal wagons today, but it also doesn't look like any coal wagon today. There's also a gorgeous rail motor over here. I mean, just look at that. It's just so cool. This one is a 4001 School of Scheme. Built in Canada. Huh. Interesting. Almost never seen anything built in Canada. Pretty cool. There's also 2510 over here. Basically the same as everything else. Here are two other signs, Balmoral and Picton from the loop line. Over here is the roundhouse, and at the roundhouse there are a bunch, and I mean a bunch of locomotives. So we have 7006, 3265, we have 3801 over there, 4490 over there, I don't know why it's here, and we have, if I'm correct, another locomotive beside that locomotive. Okay, we've got 4807, and I think there should be another locomotive beside that. Or at least I think there is. But it's not there. Oh, it's right there. Ah, it's right there. I just didn't notice it. Basically the same as this locomotive, but kind of different. I can't even see the registration, but probably something in the 44 class. And that is the end. Goodbye.